Previously on Talk That Talk. Okay, facts. First of all, I want to welcome the man to the panel. I think he's coming from work. I'm going to assume that. So let's welcome Emmanuel to the
Most
panel.
definitely.
So it's all right. You in the car. Hopefully you don't got the signal like Quan. Otherwise, it's gonna drop. But you got any thoughts on this, brother?
All right. So what was the original question?
Is the needs of our fans disrupting the education our students could be receiving?
Most definitely. That's without question. As you know, you taught at my rival school 5 minutes up the street from where I'm at. So you know good and well what our area was looking for. If they wasn't out there blowing their nose here to there, it really wasn't an interest to the community. And these the grown folks. We not even getting on the students and their interest in the fact that they go look at YouTube 24/7 and say, why we can't do that? This band is doing that, so we got instruments like them, and they don't understand that there's a true process that comes with building you up to do this, and understanding that you in high school as a sophomore and you have to actually learn how to form an embouchure, use the proper air and all of this, and learn how to read the staff, rhythms, rest, etc. So the community definitely, if it's not loud, they're not trying to hear it over here. And folks will have a town meeting on you because you're not producing what they would like to see.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Something that just popped in my head while all of you guys were giving your thoughts is this. When and it kind of goes back to what we were talking about, the fans and all of that kind of stuff. Maya, let me ask you this question. Would you walk into an operating room and say that you are performing that surgery wrong? Would you walk into an operating room and say that you are performing that surgery wrong?
I'm confused.
It's just a question. Would you
Would I walk into an operating room and be like, "Hey, sir, you doing that wrong"?
Yeah.
No, because I'm not a surgeon.
Okay. Quan, let me ask you this
Am
question.
I a surgeon?
No. Hey, just listen, girl.
Oh, okay.
I see where this is going.
Quan, let me ask you this question. Would you go into a fire or go into a burning building where they are trained firemen and tell them this is not how you put out a fire? I don't like that. Do it better.
No, because I know where you're going with it. Let me say the difference with this.
I want to hear this. Go ahead.
The difference with it all is this. Because honestly, even though it's an education, we as educators choose to educate, right? They don't look at it as education. They look at it as entertainment. But
then itself is the problem. That's the problem. Even if you look at it, and I don't disagree with what you're saying, but even if you look at it as entertainment, you still have to respect the fact that there are educators in front of these students, whether it's middle school, high school, or university. The educator should have the biggest voice. And I think that what's happening now is we're giving people who don't have the education louder voices than the people who have the education. And we're telling the people who have the education, what you doing, what you talking about, we ain't even worried about.
Right. But that's when that conversation that we had, I believe, last week about band heads. The band heads are the loudest because, let's be real, some of them have an ego to where they feel like, well, I was the coldest one in my college band and I wasn't a music educator. You feel what I'm saying? So like you have some people that feel entitled that gas these people up. You know how many people I didn't march with, you know, at PV that feel like, bro, my opinion matters because I was cold. And so too many people, and let's be real, if you let me say it like this. So, Julian, you were an outstanding player, right? If you had a gentleman from your university, Norfolk, that is now a great educator, but he was a trash player, but he was trying to correct you on something, would you feel okay to take heed to the advice or wisdom that he's giving?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it 100. I would actually listen to his group first.
Well, you different, because most people will be like, bro, get the hell out of my face. You was trash in school. And that's the lack of maturity that we're having though, overall.